Bookmarked with Lee.
Hello, welcome to the show. My name is Lee, and this is Bookmarked on 94.0 Radio 1. Right on the phone lines, or should I say the Zoom line, is Mr. Sandeep Krishnan, who is the CEO of People Business. He's also a visiting faculty at IIM Ahmedabad and the author of 3 books, which the latest book is called Purposeful, which we will be discussing in length today. Now, Purposeful is quite interesting because it's all about finding greater meaning and engagement at work, which we all sometimes need, I feel. Here and there, we kind of lose that passion for work and we're like, how do we go about this? Where can I find that drive again to really get myself going? And Sandeep, how are you doing this morning? So, first off, how's the day going for you?
Fantastic, Lee, and thanks a lot for inviting me for this show. I'm super excited, and I'm super excited to speak to you about this book and reaching out to your audience.
Thank you so much for taking time off to talk to me more about it as well. Purposeful. Sometimes I feel like some people actually don't have a purpose in life. They say like, I know what I want to do. I just want to do it, and they get into some jobs with no passion at all, and they end up not happy, and they end up leaving in a couple of years. They're not really purposeful about that. So, tell me more about your book, Purposeful, and what motivated you to write this entire book.
That's the foundation or the purpose of the book itself, right? The purpose of Purposeful. So if you really look at it, I started this journey many years back when I did my PhD. It was essentially on why people think of quitting their jobs. So that's how it started. So there are a lot of people who are leaving their job, they're unhappy in their jobs, every day is a grind for them. So that's where it started, and then I researched about it many years. I did consult with many organizations on it. But recently there are a lot of interesting trends around it. If you look at it, there has been surveys which showed that almost 30 to 40% of people are really unhappy at their work. They really don't want to go to work. They're finding it stressful. It's even creating a lot of mental health issues. Yeah. And a lot of people are even clinically depressed. They really don't want to be at work. So that's a real concern. So how can you change it? Can you help individuals to better it? And one of the things that makes a difference is really about finding the meaning at work or the purpose at work. So the entire book is focused on it, saying that how can you go to work, be more happy, really find something meaningful there, and be excited, going to work and doing something meaningful. So that's the motivation of really writing this book.
Superb. I mean, that's so important as well, having that purpose, as you mentioned, and the motivation to go to work and that excitement. Now, in this book, you discuss cultivating a mindset for greater professional engagement, right? Now, what are some of the key mindset shifts that can help individuals become more engaged and fulfilled in their careers, Sandeep?
So, if you look at it, we all blame, right? People blame. Mm-hmm. You come to work, you might blame the mic that is not working properly, or you might blame or you might be unhappy that hey, today I didn't get it really well. Traffic was bad. Late. My co-workers are not helping me. I'm not getting the raise. I'm the best RJ in the town. I'm not getting the best of the hype. We all blame each other, right? I mean, that's how human.
I am the problem. Everybody else is the problem. I am the one who's doing everything correctly. Yeah, so right.
Absolutely. So, one of the things that I also do it. I mean, it's very easy for us to tune this because we want to say that I'm okay, you're not okay, and blame others, right? So one of the shifts that I said is about finding meaning and purpose is how do you move from a blaming mindset to a more owning mindset?
Owning mindset.
Absolutely. So the owning mindset says that if I may ask this question, that I'm not getting the hike that I deserve. So one of the things that you can do is blame your manager, blame the company, they don't deserve me. That's a kind of blaming mindset. Other thing is to say that, can I do something different? Can I learn something new, which can help me to get a better position, better job, or, even find projects which might be useful for the company that might really recognize me, or even things like that, can I showcase my work better? So the possibilities that open up when you really own and take charge of your life and your mindset, I think that makes a huge difference. That's one thing which I say as a baseline of the mindset shift. Second mindset shift is about there is negative effectivity and positive effectivity. Many of us can see things from a negative mindset or a positive mindset. if you're generally negative, you'll see some people, right? I mean, I can see you're very cheerful, happy-go-lucky, and they're smiling. But there are some people who, when you go to them, they just suck your energy. They're full of
True.
negative.
Vampires. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they are energy vampires, right? Now, we can also be, sometimes like that. Not everybody's
Mm,
time positive or negative. One thing which you can say is that when negative thought comes to your mind,
mm,
how can you be aware of it and probably, change it with a positive mindset?
right.
Okay, there's something
Yeah.
I can do, and that mindset shift can make us a lot more happier. And the
Mm,
third shift is fundamental shift is saying that the purpose part. So
yeah.
these are
Yeah.
foundation. Third is a foundation of purpose. That means, why am I doing this?
Mm,
So, for example, you are coming and doing this work. One is um, for yourself, right? You're putting your talent to work. That's very selfish, right? You're putting your talent to work. You want to earn some money. You want to get some recognition. That's selfish purpose. That's fine. I mean, that's the first level of purpose. Second level of purpose is, okay, I'm doing it for somebody else. Maybe
mm,
I'm getting recognition. I'm helping my family, friends. That's the second part. The third is the social purpose. So when you're
mm,
doing something like this, is it really impacting the society? So now
right.
this interview probably impacting thousands of people, right? Get us a different perspective. And are
Mm,
you able to connect to that purpose? So if you can make these three shifts, and that makes a huge difference.
definitely. You're so right. You're so right. You also, as you talk about purposes as well, uh, what is the concept of a micro purpose? Can you go in more about what a micro purpose is?
Yeah. So micro purpose, I say, is that more about see, it's not a holy grail, right? Which
Mm,
it's like purpose is something big, spiritual, big stuff. Let's not think about it as something for the gurus, right? This is for the common man like you and me. How can you use something? So how do you find small things useful, or
mm,
find the why in small things? So if you're like, for example, every day you're coming to work, there are certain projects that
mm.
you're doing. The
Yeah.
question to ask is, why am I doing it?
Okay.
Is it to, maybe you're doing something, it is helping a customer.
Mm,
It's, for example, I'll give you an example in my team, right? There
mm,
is a person who was the junior most person, and her job was to collect the money from the clients when it is due.
mm,
And it's a very mundane job. You have to follow up and ask one at a time to give you the money. So it's a very operational job. So once I was just discussing with her, and I said, how is it going? She said, yeah, every day I call and I get, yes, I will try. So I could see that
mm,
she was doing very operationally. So one of the things
yeah.
I asked her is, do you know the impact of what you're doing? The what you're
Mm,
doing is running this company. This is going to help all our salaries. It's going to help people get bonuses. It will run other projects. It's a big thing that you're doing. It sounds very small for
mm,
you, but for us, it's really big stuff. So then, see, Acha, that's something very relevant for me. So when you see small thing, micro purpose, I think that makes
mm,
adds up to the big purpose. So maybe you're doing a
right.
small program. This program might have helped somebody to be better at work. I mean, that's a
Right.
micro purpose. So can you see small purpose of why you're doing certain activities? And
Okay.
that makes the difference.
So like zoom in more than zoom out. You have the zoom out picture, but zoom in a little bit more and say, okay, what am I doing this particular thing for? And find that micro purpose in the one particular act that you're doing, basically.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Lovely, lovely. Can you share any maybe an anecdote or an example from your own personal experience that illustrates the transformative power of purpose in a person's life or career, like in your life?
Absolutely. So, see, one of the things I have changed my jobs where I couldn't find meaning. I find it to be routine, mundane.
Yeah.
Uh, like one of the things that I found difference was when I started working with people business.
Mm,
Right? We've been coaching a lot of people, and then I could do a coaching or I do leadership programs with just a mindset
mm,
that okay, we are doing this, um, or I'm filling an hour or 2 hours doing some work. But what has happened over the period of time is we've been able to do transformation of individuals, which
yeah.
impacted those organizations, the individuals themselves, the teams that they work, and they come back and say, Sandeep, your company or you have made a difference to our lives. And
Mm,
that was really transformational for me. Then I said, okay, what can I do more?
mm,
So
mm,
one of the things that I suggested in the book as well is find ideas and creativity. So if
right.
you're able to
Right.
find new ways of doing your stuff, like you're doing a
Mm,
show, if you're able
yeah.
to innovate something, something that others are not doing. I think that will charge us up. So I've started doing that. We got some 2, 3 new ideas which have turned into business ideas, which will impact our clients. Fantastic output. So actually,
Lovely.
this new ideas is almost 80% of our business now. So
Wow.
yeah, so the new ideas has driven our business. So that they said, wow, can we do something new? And this is not
Mm.
maybe I'm just driving in my traffic. I've channeled my mind to say, okay, can I think something new? Many of us are driving to work now.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
think of some new idea, some new interesting stuff? Second thing which I've realized is that learning,
Mm.
because what you're doing now might be obsolete after 2 years or 3 years. So constantly investing in our own learning can really help us to do something different.
Yeah. I mean, it is an investment at the end of the day, like, to learn new skills, to be updated with what is happening, because the world is changing at such a fast pace that if you don't, you're going to be left in the dust. Simple as that, right?
Absolutely. See, tomorrow you might be talking to an AI instead of Sandeep, right? That's what
Yeah.
is going to
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
You never
So,
know.
so what is this thing happening around? I think that's
Mm.
fantastic, and that comes with learning. So if you can learn something new and apply it at work, nothing like it. I think that's
Mm.
something which I have realized I'm doing, and I constantly started learning something new. I think that has really helped. And third part is, Lee, if I may ask you, what are your hobbies?
My hobbies, I have multiple hobbies. I play the guitar, I sing, I write once in a while. So yeah, on those lines, I game as well with my friends. That's a nice stress buster for me.
Fantastic. So one of the things which I recommend to people is, this is also based on research and my own experience,
Mm.
is find new hobbies.
Find new hobbies.
So find new hobbies or invest more in your hobbies, because that's going to give
Mm.
you new energy, because you can't invest your entire time doing work, right?
Right.
So you need
Yeah.
to do some exercise, you need to find some hobbies, find connections. And for example, I learned 2, 3 things. I learned kayaking, for example. I learned squash, and these are things which I learned. I attempted a little bit with bongo drums. So stuff like that,
Mm.
which are completely different for me. So that gives us energy, and I think these are called purpose accelerators. So if you can do this, I think that will also negate your, the challenges at work. Always, I mean, one day is a good day, other day is a bad day. There are good days and
Yeah.
bad days at work. But when you have something else to, bank on, I think that really helps. So I found these hobbies as a great way to help you.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, and the fourth thing I would say is a little bit of being spiritual. And
Mm.
it's been researched and found that people who go and, I mean, they did this research in Turkey with the
Mm.
Muslims who went to the mosque to pray versus the ones who didn't go and pray. I mean, that's the study
Mm.
which they did, and they found that the ones who prayed had regularly had a much better, calmer life, and they had much calmer attitude towards work. They could do a lot more. I know maybe
Mm.
spirituality has helped them. So I find being spiritual, uh, you know, you don't need to pray and be religious, but maybe help have the spiritual mindset can help
Have
you.
some faith in something. Yeah. Sometimes
Yeah,
that
yeah,
faith is so important. Very true. Very true.
absolutely. So
Some
yeah, these are some
No,
of
go
the
for it.
things which are interesting. And the fifth one I
Mm.
would say is volunteering.
Volunteering. Okay.
That
Interesting.
is directly linked to social purpose.
Okay. Okay.
Because many companies, for example, I studied Tata Group in this whole book. They
Mm.
actively encourage volunteering. Unilever, for example, have done the entire organization to find their purpose. They did that, and you go and find whether there is a purpose. For example, if I might sell a Lifebuoy soap, it's like a tablet to help,
Mm.
but is it really helping some child, to have a healthier, sanitized environment, which
Mm.
is probably dropping the diseases in that location. So they are trying to find purpose in everything. So that's something
Mm.
which is useful. So volunteering, for example, even if it is small, you go and teach somebody, you help somebody, directly helps in finding the purpose. And it's found that the volunteering doesn't help others; it helps you.
It helps you.
So
True.
that's the mindset which I found in the book, that if you want more purpose, the easiest way to do is volunteering. But then you should
Right.
have the time and enthusiasm to do it.
Lovely. Sandeep, you've been such a inspiration this morning for me to tell me more about how we can find greater meaning in our work and be more engaged in it. And his new book is called Purposeful. It's out on the shelves everywhere. And of course, I think I have a few books to go on air as well. So if you have questions like how do I find greater purpose, how do I cultivate a mindset for greater professional engagement, or if you're wondering if you quit your job or not, get this book, read it, and then take a decision, I would say. Sandeep, once again, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. You've given me so much to think about, and you've also, sort of brought that passion back into my life as well. My passion has always been there, but a little bit more. The fire has been a little bit more brighter this morning. So thank you once
Thanks.
again, and have a great day, man.
Thanks so much, Lee, and it was wonderful being with you. Have a great day. Bye.
You too. You too. All right.
Hope it was useful, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect.